our tight end group. I wanted to hear JD's take on what he thought about this, because JD's a huge Jody Fortson guy. He's been on that guy's train for a long time. But yeah, so Chiefs placed tight end Jody Fortson on IR due to a dislocated shoulder. So yeah, these injuries are no joke. Dislocated shoulder is not a joke. Obviously, there's different levels to it, how severe they are, but obviously this is on IR and he's done it. And I posted on Instagram a couple days, 2 days ago, that he did the surgery. It went fine and everything. So another injury for a guy who's had a pretty much a whole career of injuries. 2021 missed pretty much the entire season with the Achilles. Last year missed a lot of the year with the elbow injury. But yeah, I mean, he's one of those guys, man. Like when he gets in the game, he's almost a chance for a touchdown every time he's in the red zone. I mean, it's kind of body he is, and I think Justyn Ross is going to take over a lot of that Jody Fortson. Red zone. We saw Jody Fortson. I think Ross will come in and now be his niche. I think, especially with Fortson out now, that gives him a window, a big frame guy to go up and do what Fortson was doing. And that's also if he doesn't have a bigger role in offense, which he might. Anyway, what do you make of Jody Fortson's future in Kansas City? A lot of people think this might be the last of Jody Fortson in Kansas City. This because days might be numbered after this. And then also keeping in the tight end group, you got the last tight end spots. We have Kelce, Noah Gray, but then it comes down to that last spot, which is Blake Bell and Matt Bushman. Originally, the conversation was, are we going to keep 4 tight ends? Now, are we going to keep 3 tight ends? And who's going to be that third? Well, we are going to keep 3 tight ends. Who's going to be the third tight end?
Poor Jody. Another 1-year deal, another paying him to pretty much just rehabbing, recoup, right? It's just too bad. It would have been nice to see his, role expand, at least in the red zone, but sad setback. Really bad luck with injuries. At least it's early on in the season. He gets to take their season to recoup and get better. And I think next year he'll be invited to camp and try to carve out a roster spot again, but he'll be 29 by next season, which isn't exactly young for an NFL player. So it's a little rough, but as far as his future, he needs to work his ass off and get back into camp next year and make a good impression and try to, stay on the field and prove he can carve out a role, at least in the red zone. Unfortunately, the health part just working against him. It's too bad. Bushman, I know, is everyone's sweetheart. People love. Where would you rank Bushman on the sweetheart list? Like the social media sweetheart list? I'd say at this point, after a slow start, I think Justyn Ross is number 1.
It's turned around though, because at first you had a lot of the Chiefs media people who didn't want to give him the roster spot, and then they saw that it was undeniable his talent. I mean, no matter what bullshit prediction they had, his talent's undeniable. The Chiefs media team knows how good he is. That's why they're posting the clips of him every day. They know what the Chiefs Kingdom wants. I never understood why they were so reluctant anyway, but yeah, I think Ross is number 1. For a little bit there, Prince was number 2. Our guy Deneric was number 2 on there.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
But now that's gone the other way. Now they're LaMichael P. Ryan fans now, which I don't know where that came from. Not dogging P. Ryan, but out of nowhere. Watson. Actually, you know what? Watson's ahead of Ross still, because the reason why there was so much push for Ross, I'm talking about Chiefs media, specifically the people in the Kansas City media.
Oh, I was saying like social media, but yeah.
Social media, yeah, it would go Ross, then Prince, and then Bushman's gotten a lot of love, yeah. But I was saying
Bushman's gotten a lot of love.
Overall, though, Watson's gotten so much love from the Chiefs media, and I've barely seen any clips of him doing anything during camp. But for some reason, he's such a nice guy. He's got great sound bites. He's got a role in special teams. He's getting rolled. He's getting rotated with the ones. Like, dude, why? Why are we here?
Why do you think he hardly played in the preseason game? It's because he's that good.
Yeah,
that's another good one I like.
Like, how come I haven't seen one clip of the guy? If he's rotating with the ones and doing all this stuff, I've seen maybe one clip in like 3 weeks of training camp. Training camp's over now. I saw maybe one Ross or Watson clip. Like, dude, enough, man, enough. But so I think that's one guy who's gotten unjust love from the media when I haven't seen any clips from him. But anyway, yeah.
Defenders. Who's like? We don't have a lot of sweethearts on defense, do we?
No, we mean like a Ben Neiman, Daniel Sorensen type guy.
Just a guy that people are raving about. Like a Bobby Scipio of defense.
Oh, no, Nick Jones.
Okay, yeah. Even
Love,
Connor too,
people
a
been
little
loving
bit.
him. What's that?
Even Connor too.
Yeah. But those two, I would say, have been Nazi. Our guy Nazi was the first starter.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another shame.
But yeah, I would say Nick Jones and Chamari.
If we have to keep one, I think we go Bell. Better blocker, and it looks like he might be our fourth one bell cow. So
yeah.
He's more reliable vet. I can just see Andy sticking with that.
Yeah,
better block.
Bushman, he's the type of guy you could probably get him back in your practice squad again.
Exactly.
Yeah, and also you never know what they do with the injuries and stuff. They may put some guys on IR where they can go ahead and put somebody back on the roster again. I'm curious to see what they do with the running back situation and the tight end situation. If they go 4 tight ends, or they go 3 running backs, or they go 4 running backs, 3 tight ends, and they keep 7 receivers. I'm very curious to see what they do with that. It's gonna be interesting because I think they are going to keep 7 receivers. So what are you going to do? You can't keep a million tight ends, and you can't keep everybody,
Yeah.
But keeping 7 receivers opens it up. It makes it harder to keep all the tight ends they want to keep.
Yep, that's true.
But the conversation's so interesting though, because it originally went from, are they going to keep 4 tight ends? Because a lock that Fortson was going to make the team. That's what people said. But now it's like, are they going to keep 3 tight ends? Because or no, who's going to be the third tight end? Because originally it was going to be Fortson, Gray, and Kelce were the locks. The 4 tight end spot was between Bushman and him. But now it's who's the third tight end they're going to keep? They're not keeping 4 anymore. They're going to keep 3, which is kind of fucked up. But if I heard all this stuff, like all the hype, that's why you don't listen to the media hype. But if I was one of these tight ends, like, oh man, they're originally going to keep 4. That one tight end's hurt. Now are they going to keep 4? No, they're going to keep 3, and you're probably not going to be one of them. But yeah, I mean, the fact that Bell has that 4th and 1 QB sneak roll, which failed miserably against the Saints, and it's kind of been on the downward trend of not working recently. If you go back to last year, it didn't work a lot of the time. That he's got a niche carved out for him outside of being the only blocking tight end that we have. But
true.
Yeah, I agree.
The blocking tight end part definitely helps him a lot. It saves him.
That's what it is. If Bush was a better blocker, yeah, I would say he had a shot because he's a pretty good receiver. But yeah, and also he's a BYU background. Andy loves his BYU guys.
True.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Blake Bell's the 4th or the 3rd tight end on the roster. But who knows? A lot of time left in preseason, man, to see if any injury happens. Training camp, every day there's a new person on the card. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think as of right now, the 3rd is Blake Bell, and I don't think it's close. Actually, I think people think it's closer than it is. I don't think it's close at all. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.